Ever wondered who's more likely to get naked with you, men, women, or people who identify as gay? And where and when is it most likely to happen? Of course, we're talking about socially acceptable situations here, like at a beach or a spa, not just any random place. Unraveling the intrigue of nakedness, we're going to explore the many facets of this intriguing topic. Why? Because it's interesting, it's relevant, and it's something we all have in common. After all, we're all naked under our clothes, aren't we? Nudity is a universal concept, yet it's often shrouded in mystery and taboo. It's a natural state that we're all born into, but as we grow up, societal norms and cultural expectations dictate when, where, and with whom we can be in our birthday suits. Yet, despite these restrictions, or perhaps because of them, nudity has always held a certain fascination. There's something inherently intriguing about the idea of being completely bare, about revealing our most authentic selves without any pretense or disguise. Now let's consider some surprising facts about nudity and social norms. For instance, did you know that in some cultures, it's completely normal to be naked in certain social situations? Take the Finns, for example, who regularly enjoy a good sweat in the sauna, sans clothing, or the indigenous tribes of the Amazon, where nudity is seen as a natural part of daily life. On the other hand, in many Western societies, nudity is often sexualized and therefore seen as inappropriate in most public contexts. This dichotomy between the natural and the taboo is what makes nudity such a fascinating subject to explore. As we delve deeper into this topic, we'll be examining who's more likely to get naked, where it's most likely to happen, and when. We'll also be looking at the context in which nudity occurs, and the cultural and social factors that influence our perceptions of nakedness. So, are you ready to bear it all? Not literally, of course. Stay tuned as we delve into the fascinating world of nudity and what our research reveals. Let's talk about who's more likely to get naked. Is it men, women, or people who identify as gay? This might seem like an odd question, but it's one that's been the subject of numerous surveys and studies. According to a study published in the Journal of Sex Research, it seems that men, regardless of their sexual orientation, are more likely to be comfortable with nudity than women. This is thought to be due to societal pressures and expectations placed on women regarding their bodies. So, let's break it down. On one hand, we have men who, according to the data, are more inclined towards nudity. This is not to say that all men are keen to bear it all at the drop of a hat, but rather that they are statistically more likely to be comfortable doing so. On the other hand, we have women who, due to societal pressures and personal comfort, tend to be less likely to embrace nudity. This doesn't mean that women are prudish or conservative, but rather that they may have different comfort levels when it comes to nudity. Now let's look at people who identify as gay. The same study found that gay men are more likely to be comfortable with nudity than straight men. This is thought to be due to the nature of gay culture, which tends to be more open and accepting of nudity. Interestingly, the study did not find a significant difference in comfort with nudity between gay women and straight women. This suggests that the societal pressures and expectations regarding body image and nudity affect women across the board, regardless of their sexual orientation. So, there you have it. Men, and in particular gay men, are statistically more likely to be comfortable with nudity. However, it's important to remember that these are just averages and don't apply to everyone. Everyone has their own unique comfort levels when it comes to nudity, and these can be influenced by a wide range of factors, from personal beliefs to cultural norms. Surprised by the results? Well, buckle up as we explore where and when it's most likely to happen. Now that we know who's more likely to get naked, let's explore where this is most likely to happen. One might think nudity is most likely in private spaces, and while that is true to an extent, there are many other places where nudity is not only accepted but also encouraged. In some cultures, public nudity is a part of everyday life. Let's delve into where nudity is most likely to happen. Beaches are a common place for nudity, not just any beaches but specific ones designated as nudist or clothing-optional beaches. These are scattered across the globe, from the sunny shores of California to the breezy beaches of Croatia. Here, people embrace their natural state, basking in the sun and sea without the constraints of clothing. Next, we have saunas and spas. In many parts of Europe, especially in countries like Finland and Germany, saunas are traditionally taken in the nude. It's seen as a way to fully cleanse and detoxify the body. In these settings, nudity is normalized and respected. Then there are festivals like the famous Burning Man in Nevada, or the naked bike ride in cities worldwide. At these events, nudity is celebrated as a form of self-expression and freedom, with thousands of participants stripping down to their birthday suits. Private homes, of course, are a common place for nudity. Whether it's in the comfort of one's bedroom or the privacy of a backyard, many people enjoy the freedom of being naked in their own space. In some cultures, nudity is integrated into daily life. For example, in certain tribal societies, nudity is the norm and clothing is often minimal. This is largely due to environmental factors and cultural norms. The societal and cultural factors that influence these trends are diverse and complex, ranging from climate and comfort to rebellion and self-expression. So, while the location significantly contributes to the likelihood of getting naked, it's also influenced by a myriad of other factors. The location plays a significant role in the likelihood of getting naked, but what about the timing? Timing is everything they say, and it seems this holds true for getting naked as well. But what exactly does that mean? Well, let's dive into it. Firstly, let's consider the time of day. It may come as no surprise that nighttime is a prime time for nudity. The cover of darkness provides a sense of privacy and intimacy that many find appealing. A survey conducted by a leading lifestyle magazine found that the majority of respondents were most comfortable being nude in the late evening or at night. But what about the seasons? Does the time of year play a role in our willingness to shed our clothes? In fact, it does. With its scorching temperatures, naturally lends itself to nudity. The same survey found that a significant number of respondents were more likely to be nude during the hot summer months, whether it's to cool down, sunbathe, or swim. But let's not forget about specific circumstances or events. Certain occasions might make nudity more socially acceptable or even expected. For example, at a nude beach or a skinny dipping party, nudity is the norm rather than the exception. Similarly, certain cultures or communities might have traditional events where nudity is part and parcel of the celebration. And then there's the question of comfort and familiarity. People are more likely to get naked in the company of their significant other, or in a setting where nudity is the norm, like a sauna or a spa. Here, the comfort level and the established norms make nudity less daunting and more natural. In conclusion, the timing of nudity is influenced by a multitude of factors, from the time of day and season to the specific circumstances and comfort level. So, while the timing can indeed influence the likelihood of getting naked, let's not forget the overall context. The when is just one piece of the puzzle in understanding the intriguing world of nudity. Finally, let's consider the broader context. How do societal norms, personal comfort, and cultural differences play into the likelihood of getting naked? Let's start with societal norms. These are the unwritten rules and regulations that guide our behavior. In many societies, nudity is often reserved for private spaces and intimate situations. This is due to cultural conditioning where nudity is associated with sexuality. However, it's important to remember that norms vary widely. In some cultures, like certain indigenous tribes, nudity is part of everyday life. Then there's personal comfort. Each individual has unique comfort levels when it comes to nudity. For some, shedding clothes is as natural as breathing, while for others it can be a source of anxiety. Studies have shown that comfort with nudity is often linked to body image and self-esteem. People who have a positive body image are generally more comfortable with nudity, regardless of their physical attractiveness. But what about cultural differences? Culture plays a significant role in our attitudes towards nudity. In Western societies, for instance, there's often a dichotomy. On one hand, nudity is celebrated in art and media, while on the other, it's seen as inappropriate or even obscene in public. Contrastingly, in traditional Japanese culture, communal bathing in onsens or hot springs is a common practice, demonstrating a more relaxed attitude towards nudity. Interestingly, various studies have found that attitudes towards nudity can also be influenced by factors such as age, education, and even political beliefs. Younger individuals, those with higher education levels, and people with liberal political views are generally more accepting of nudity. So, the likelihood of someone getting naked with you? It's not just about who they are, but also where they come from, their personal comfort levels, and the societal norms they subscribe to. As we've seen, the question of who's more likely to get naked with you depends on a variety of factors. It's a fascinating topic, isn't it? Champion the underdog, embrace the thrill, join the adventure. Like, subscribe, and share the journey. Your feedback fuels the fire. Stay tuned, stay engaged. Until next time, keep the spirit alive.